his small figure resting in my arms, small breaths coming in and out of his slightly parted lips. The small, pale, and perfect lips. The small, beautiful, and perfect Kichi. I blushed and looked down at him lovingly as he slowly woke up. "Morning, love," I whispered, looking down at him with a smile, loving every second I was able to look at his beautiful face. The beautiful gift I am able to look at every day, smiling, frowning, or blushing. I love all of it. He's just so perfect.
"Good morning,"
he groaned, still feeling the effects of just having woken up. I still felt tired, but the aura around him made me feel so rejuvenated. "You still seem tired. You want to go get some breakfast?" I asked, with a small giggle coming out of my mouth. He frowned playfully at me, making me laugh harder. He smiled while he looked at me, with a loving gaze, making me blush slightly. Kokichi's always smiling and happy at school, but it's never genuine. I love being able to see the real Kokichi, my Cookie. I hate having to see him sad, but I love that he trusts me enough to show that kind of emotion around me, because I know how painful and scary it can be to show that emotion to others.
"Yeah, that sounds nice,"
Kokichi said, before he shivered. I immediately felt concern for him. He's cold. I need to get him warm. Are you cold? You can have my jacket," I said, scrambling to the chair to grab my jacket. He laughed a bit at my reaction, but I was too worried to even acknowledge it. I wrapped my jacket around him and bundled him up to make sure he was warm. My hand slowly moved over the wet part of his skin when I wrapped him in my jacket. I flinched a bit and almost moved my hand back, but he moved his arms, distracting me from my worry.
"I wasn't cold, but I do love having your jacket wrapped around me,"
he teased, hugging my arms, making me unable to retract them from around his shoulders. I didn't mind that much, because his hands are so soft against my skin. "Well, I love seeing you in my clothes," I teased back, slowly picking him up. I made sure to keep my hands under his upper back and under his legs.
"What are you doing?"
he asked, raising an eyebrow at me. I blushed at his reaction, but I still held him close to me. I love feeling his body against mine. It's like a warm aura around me, protecting my worry and fear with the warmth of the love Kokichi has for me. Jodian said he made some breakfast for us to eat. I told him you were tired and just needed to stay in your room for today, I said with a small smile. He smiled back and he let his head fall back onto my chest. My heartbeat quickened in my chest. I was worried he was going to tease me about it.
"That's nice of him, and thank you so much."
He nuzzled his face into my chest and smiled wider. I felt my face heat up. My little leader. Adorable. I can't even stand how cute he is. He's always so bold and teasing around at school, and I get to see him as my sleeping beauty. My sleeping prince. I love him so much, and I don't want him to leave my side. I love you, I said before setting him down at the chair at the head of the table. He blushed a bit, but quickly suppressed it. I frowned a bit at how he hid his adorable blush, but I didn't say anything about it.
"I love you too, my beloved."
He laughed while Jodian brought him some food before leaving the room silently. I already felt full because of before, but I was worried about how Kokichi would be after, because I did take more than I had taken before.
"This is delicious."
He smiled and patted the seat next to him. I sat down slowly, not wanting to be rude. He immediately grabbed my hand and brought it to his cheek.
"You're so warm,"
he whispered into my hands while he kissed my palm slowly. I felt my cheeks go red. I smiled and let my hand slowly move over to my face so I could hide my blush. I'm not good at hiding a blush when it comes to my face. I have no idea how Kokichi can hide it so well. Thank you, I whispered, just wanting to cuddle with him again. He must have read my thoughts because he pulled the collar of my shirt down so he could whisper in my ear.
"You want to cuddle?"
he asked, leaning against my shoulder. I smiled and whispered back. Yeah, how did you know? I genuinely wanted to know how he just knew. I'm sure he wants to as well, but I want to know anyway.
I can read minds, you know.
He laughed, poking my cheek when my eyes went wide. He can read minds? Is that how he knows about anything I'm worried about? I felt my mouth drop. How can he? How does he? How does it?
I can't actually, love. I could just tell because it was written all over your stupid face.
He laughed again when I blushed more. I could see Jodian and Akari looking over at us, and it made me feel embarrassed.
Hey, don't pay attention to them.
He groaned, pulling my face towards his own. I smiled at him, knowing he just wanted my attention to be on him, and I find it adorable. Sorry, I know you want my attention to be completely focused on you, I said, pulling him in for a kiss. He pulled back for a moment to look me in the eyes.
Hey, Shu?
He asked, fluttering his eyes. What? I started, only for him to pull my lips against his own. I blushed and closed my eyes, letting my hands wrap around his neck. He moved his hands to my chest, making me flinch a bit at the suddenness of his touch. He pulled back before going back to his food. I was in shock and just sat back in my chair. What just happened?